Yeah, sure. We have our guest for the evening intro.
Okay. So I just... What?
Oh, this is Some Guy and John, and now with Rachel. So Some Guy and John and Rachel.
So you just introed us.
I just introed us.
Yeah.
So
you can do the official. We can edit and record over it, or add it into.
Or
the
we'll
fun of
just
it.
keep this in because now this is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Some Guy and John with Rachel.
Boom. Boom.
Nice.
That was actually perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where are we? We're back again at the Imperial.
We're at the Imperial because it's the most conducive to having a conversation in a bar full of people.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. We end up back here all the time, and we have the same plan. We go through the Mercury Lounge.
Yeah.
We see that it's packed and annoying,
Ooh.
and then we come here. Oh, how's that fusion going on?
Oh, it's fantastic.
My goodness.
You're trying that one for the first time, huh?
Yeah.
That packs a punch.
Yeah. I had 3 of those.
Yeah, I remember that night.
Yeah. That was bad.
Oh shit.
That was bad. Okay, now all of us having seen Batman v Superman,
Yes.
I got some problems with the movie.
I have less every time, only because it's
It's what?
it's like the car ride home when you go on a trip. When you go on a trip, you're like, this is gonna be really cool and everything's cool and new, and then on the way home you're just kind of like, oh, I just want to fucking get there, and I'm just kind of like, I know what's gonna happen. Ignore the bad, the problems, because of what I like that's good. That's why I'm watching it again.
I think all 3 of us would agree we liked the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of us, namely at least me, I got a few issues with it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. My big issue is Lex Luthor. I just thought terrible job. I mean, I'm happy it wasn't a land snatching scheme again.
Yeah.
Because he's always after land. So I'm happy it wasn't that.
Apparently, the character Lex Luthor in the movie is based on the person Max Landis.
Who's that?
John Landis' son.
John Landis. Okay.
John Landis' son. He wrote Chronicle. He wrote American Ultra.
Okay.
He wrote Victor Frankenstein, which I still haven't seen, but I have a copy of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's kind of flamboyant, kind of. Don't know how to describe him.
He's not into land snatching.
Yeah, knowing that, going into the movie, seeing Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of him, yeah, it's like a Max Landis playing Lex Luthor.
All right, well, Max Landis is, a reincarnation of Lex Luthor in this movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Terrible plan. Didn't get it. Didn't understand why. Just, it wasn't he's trying to be this pimp, villain where he's trying to take over the world, or it wasn't that. They kind of made him crazy. There was a little bit too much Joker in there.
There was a lot.
You don't need to make him crazy. You don't need to send Lex Luthor to like Arkham almost.
See I'm gonna call it the problem with the movie is it was made for fans.
Yeah.
And it was watered down for everybody. So people like you and me, we can take a step back and be like, I know who all these characters are. I see what you're trying to do. You didn't do too good of a job with it, but I still like what you try to do. People like Rachel, who are like, I'm going to see a movie, and they're kind of like, yeah, that was kind of cool, but why this and why that and why this and why that all the time? Because if you take the step back outside of understanding the characters,
yeah, but you throwing me in the boat of, well, you're normally, you're not really looking at it as a Batman fan. What?
No, he threw me in that category.
No, I threw her in that category from the outside.
Oh, well, that's okay.
And from background of what I know, not disrespectfully so, she's the average audience member who has a passing interest in these movies because some of them are good, some of them absolutely suck.
I hear you, but I'm not. And
You're not.
And I have problems with the movie.
Yeah, you have other problems, yeah.
So that should speak to you a little bit more. when we open up, we got to do the origin story again. At least it was only the credits.
Yeah, they stole from Marvel with the Hulk.
Well,
They had the Hulk movie where they did the whole origin story in the opening credits, and by the time it was over,
yeah, but
it was over.
that was because Marvel was hoping nobody saw the previous Marvel movie.
Yeah, which was
That's why that happened.
one of the worst superhero movies ever.
And they know that, so they just want to skip past that.
Yeah.
However, everybody at DC is assuming that everybody saw the Nolan movies because they were awesome and everybody loved them. But he still decided we got to do the origin story again because we got to throw in the name Martha.
Yeah.
It seemed like that was the
That
only
was such
point.
a strange thing for, like, I didn't... I mean, I know you and I have already talked about this, but, like, it doesn't...
And spoilers, Bruce Wayne's mother's name's Martha.
And so is Superman's.
Yeah.
And I think
Like-
they actually were. That's just happens to be
No,
a thing.
yeah.
No, not
That's
like
fine,
that.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, I mean, it was the lamest thing ever to stop their fight. I'm
really
like,
was.
oh, your mom's name is the same as mine?
You know what? I
We gotta
talked.
not fight anymore. Now we're bros.
No, see,
He was about to run him in, and then all of a sudden,
I talk
why'd
with
you say Martha?
I talk with my boss, who's at an even more pop culture level than you are. And when I talked about it, I said, okay, so
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm lost too.
he has less knowledge of superhero movies than you do.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to use the word lower level because that's just being a dick about things. Because that's saying I'm on a higher level. No. And I said, okay, it doesn't make... You don't understand why he's saying Martha, but I do. Because from the moment that they were at the party together, Clark Kent, Superman knew who Bruce Wayne was. He knew that he was Batman.
Yeah, they knew each other.
So even the most cursory of research into his background would yield that his mom's name is Martha.
Yeah.
Would possibly yield how his parents died. So, of course,
Probably, yeah.
of course, at the key moment when he's going to get killed, he's going to use something that's specific in the name Martha, as opposed to something that's general into my mom, as opposed to my mom.
It seems more like he could have said the same thing, which is,
Don't let my mom die.
Yeah, you're gonna let my mom die. Not you're gonna let Martha die.
Yeah. Well,
I think they just threw Martha in there for the sake of trying to figure out a way to make them stop fighting.
Yeah.
I think that was an afterthought.
Well,
I'm not seeing.
I think maybe, and I'm going out on a limb here,
Okay.
but maybe the use of the name Martha was actually in there for the same reason that we had to do the origin story again at the beginning of the movie, which was to connect those two things and make it seem that it wasn't just... that it wouldn't have been as effective for Superman to say, you're going to let my mom die.
Yeah.
Because by saying Martha, whether it was intentional because he knew that was Bruce's...
it was a psychological
that it was like...
plea,
that it gave Bruce a flashback. I mean, we literally saw the flashback.
Yeah.
We saw him seeing his father's... his father dying with his mother's name on his lips.
To add another level to it, the flashback of the beginning of the movie, that person showing up and killing his parents, that's more of an assassination than a robbery. Because he shows up on the busy street with a gun pointed at them and doesn't demand any money and doesn't do anything. For some reason, Thomas Wayne decides to try to punch somebody with a gun and he gets him shot.
I thought he was mugging them.
Yeah, he was trying to mug them.
He shows up with a gun, but it's not broad daylight, but in the middle of the street. But he just points the gun at them.
It seemed to me like it was a mugging gone wrong because the mugger had never done it before.
Yeah,
and he was just so startled that somebody fought back instead of immediately handing over his wallet,
and then
that his reaction was to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then kill the wife too, because then you saw the actor
she's holding the gun that's going to stop him from getting away,
Right.
so he pulls the gun.
Exactly.
Now he gets to get away.
Exactly, and because then you saw him after he shot her sort of look at his gun, freaked out, and run away.
Yeah.
It's not an assassination. It
No.
was a bad.
It almost seems like it.
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't Jack Napier, aka Joker.
Yeah.
It wasn't Judge Hill. It wasn't, and you know how I know that? It's because the next time we're going to see Batman is going to be in a Justice League movie, and they're not going to go after Judge Hill.
Yeah,
they're going to go after like Darkseid or so, like an actual Justice League villain.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be Darkseid or it's gonna be Superman.
Right, but they're not going to explore that, like the Bat mythos. They're not going to explore that story arc. About hunting down and finding the murderer of his parents. They're not going to do that. So because they're not going to do that, they're going to make that guy just a random mug.
Well, my tendency to overcomplicate things explains a lot of things, and I will err on the side of the possibility of explaining it a way to like it more than most people, because I did actually like the movie.
I like the movie.
But
I just got some problems with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the motivation
I have less problems than you do.
Was pretty weak sauce. Because I think they came up with the idea of Batman v Superman, and they just said, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Green light.
And see, what I'm talking about is...
And they just couldn't figure out a way to really connect the dots to make them actually fight.
What I'm talking about is if you take the viewpoint of Bruce Wayne in the origin of Batman in the story, him and his parents are walking home from a movie, and I paid attention on the third run, Zorro's there, so they could have seen that
Zorro.
movie. No.
It was Excalibur.
No,
they were walking.
It was Excalibur, and Zorro was also playing. Zorro's also one of the posters. I'm knee deep in the why do I like this movie so much? What am I seeing? What am I not seeing? So I'm like, when I was watching it with Aaron, it was actually kind of like living with Aaron. It's like, this person's with me, and I'm doing this thing. We might talk back and forth, but I'm watching the whole movie almost as a critic now for the third time. And I'm like, I see Zorro there, which is loosely what Batman's based on.
Right.
I'm looking at the viewpoint of the kid, and from the viewpoint of the kid, him and his parents are leaving a movie for whatever reason they left. The guy shows up with a gun and kills them. So when Superman says Martha, there's a flashback to it seeming like somebody just showed up to kill my parents and ran away. And I'm going to be doing this to somebody else. I've become what created me in the first place, which I'm fighting against. So maybe my little nervous breakdown is more understandable.
It's still pretty weak sauce.
No, it's really weak sauce because everything I said is me assigning value.
Because they go out of their way to build up the motivation to why you should kill him.
Yeah.
Because they have to. They have
his motivation is any chance means he's going to do it.
Because they fight for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In a movie of Batman v Superman, we see 10 minutes of Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
We see an hour plus of the motivation of why Batman hates Superman and why Superman isn't really happy with Batman, but he still doesn't want to kill him. Well, whereas Batman's like, no, we got to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or we just got to kill this motherfucker. He's too powerful. We got to kill this. Well, they do that for an hour, and then all of a sudden they wrap it up like to put it all together really quickly with he said Martha. He's got Martha. No. I don't know. It's kind of weak sauce.
It was really weak sauce.
It's weak sauce because there's again, my overcomplication. There's all these other things where once Superman was unconscious, like Batman didn't really want to kill Superman to start with. He just wanted to stop him or put him in his place. Because as soon as he was unconscious,
I think he realized he wanted to kill him as soon as he started getting kryptonite.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that was when he made the decision. It's time to kill this motherfucker.
As soon as
because the kryptonite wasn't really to just like knock him down to size. That's what those little dust bombs were for. So he could actually get to him to kill. And that's why he made a spear out of kryptonite. It's not. He didn't do that to frighten Superman into being nice.
Okay,
he did that to kill him. He had it leveled at the dude's throat.
So I can say this: if he really wanted to kill Superman,
he was about to.
No. If he really wanted to kill Superman, and that was his plan from the start, that spear, in some form or another, would have been on his person. So as soon as Superman was unconscious, he rendered him unconscious, dragged him around.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to beat him up a little bit.
He wanted to beat him up a little bit, but if he actually wanted to kill him and not just put him in his place...
No, he had a plan.
He had a plan.
He walked him through like 2 different booby traps.
He walked him
He walked him into the sound wave thing. Even though Superman's saying, hey, listen, we need to talk this through. He walks him right into the sound wave thing that kind of throws him off kilter. Superman gets rid of those. He backs up even more. Then he walks into the machine gun thing, which of course...
Which is all just delay and distraction.
It's whatever he can think of to slow him down.
Okay.
And then he's like, listen, we have to talk about this, Bruce, you know? Okay. And then all of a sudden the kryptonite, like, stun grenades come out. And you know what? He was loving the idea. He's like, yeah, breathe it in, like, suffer. He doesn't just want to kill him. He wants him to suffer.
He wants him to suffer, but here's the thing.
This is the guy who just saw what happened in Metropolis firsthand.
Okay,
and the kind of carnage. He doesn't want to. I'm going to go even further. He doesn't just want to kill him. He wants him to suffer first.
I
wants him to suffer.
Then kill him. That's why. And I think he knows that if he started out with the spear, all he's got to do is knock the spear out of his hands, and then he's done.
Not knock the spear out of his hands, have it on his person.
He had it readily by. He was part of the plan. You saw when he sets up, he's like, I'm going to put the spear here, I'm going to back him up through a bunch of booby traps, and then once I wear him down, I can do him in.
With no plan with understanding how long, not knowing how long he would be debilitated. The plan worked.
The plan worked. He had the spear leveled at the dude's throat.
But he had him unconscious.
Yeah, and they
didn't kill him when he was unconscious
because he wants to suffer.
He wants
dragged
him to suffer.
him over and then put his foot over and said, "You're not a man."
So that's kind of why I think he
wanted him to suffer and then kill him. He was
for me, he viewed killing him as something he had to do, not something that he wanted to do.
No, he wanted to do it. I don't buy that. He was out for revenge as soon as he started capping motherfuckers. The greatest detective of all time.
The greatest detective
who doesn't kill. You saw him rocking guns and kill
a bunch of people. This is
not your father's Batman. This Batman will rock a piece and cap motherfuckers. He has no problem with killing these guys. This is This is one of those things.
Well, that's the thing.
That, like, action movie people were like, what the hell? Why doesn't he kill anybody? This would all be solved if he just killed people.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's what he does in this movie. He kills people. And he's like, you know what? I'm out for revenge, I'm out for blood.
Like Zack Snyder's reinterpreting Batman in a kind of ironic, true sense of Batman is that Batman will do whatever it takes to get the mission done.
Yeah, well, the mission was revenge.
Yeah.
The mission was satisfying his own anger, which was, let's torture this motherfucker, knock him down to size, and then when he's at his weakest, I'm going to run this spear through his fucking chest.
Yeah.
That's where he was at. So the plan worked.
The plan worked.
It was up until he said the word Martha, and that's when I'm like, wait, that stopped you?
Yeah.
Everything else, all your planning,
and that would stop you. That would stop you.
You brought down the strongest being this planet has ever seen. You did this.
Yeah. But
you did this using good planning and your power of money, because that's his superpower. It worked.
And that's why I say he.
It was right up until the point where he said Martha, and I'm like, you know what? That stops it. And that's why I'm so disappointed with it, because I was with him on the I'm out for blood. I wanted to suffer, and then I want to do him in after I tell him something really mean, like a villain would do.
Well, see, that's why I say he didn't want to. That's why I say he didn't want to kill Superman.
I think
he viewed it as something that he had to do.
Okay,
it was the mission, and he was going to do whatever it did to get that done. Once he had any excuse and any trip up on it, that's where the reality of what he was doing. He was assassinating somebody.
All right, well,
which he would be completely against, and he would go out of his way to save people from being assassinated, regardless of what he thought of them.
Fine, then I'll give you this. Then all of his planning to wear him down was necessary to get him the job done.
Yeah,
I still think it was a little bit
something killing Superman is something he didn't want to do. He wanted to put Superman in his place.
I think he wanted to kill him.
As soon as the opportunity presented itself to not kill Superman, yet still have him in his place, he took it.
I think the first time he was down there in Metropolis, and Superman and Zod are leveling the city, and he's down there and he looks up. He's got the kid grasped in his arms, and he looks up. He doesn't have oh gee, this is so sad. No, he's got this angry fucking look. Batfleck is angry when he looks up.
He's angry because he's watching what happened to him happen to an entire city.
No, he's angry as what's happening, and that he's the only one who can stop this.
Well, there's a reason.
You can say it's a duty or whatever you want, but either way, you have to admit he wants to kill him. I think the motivation is a lot better there for he's going to enjoy doing it too, because of how much he's angry at this motherfucker.
I accept your crazy Batman, and I add you and
Batman is crazy. We know this. He is a little crazy.
I add you and Alfred Anaconchus for exactly what he said. This man is not our enemy.
Hello.
The way.
What's going on? Not much.
How's it going?
The way you're feeling is explained exactly by Alfred.
How are you?
I was just thinking
You, and same for Lex. You were the top.
Maybe.
You're not the top anymore. You want to destroy this because you're not the top. And you see it as a threat inside of the way that you view things and your speech about the way that the world is.
I think he's out for blood. I think he's so angry at what's going on.
I think he views the mission as being out for blood, but doesn't want to do it because it'll turn him into what created him, and he hates that. Which is why he became what he was, because he doesn't ever want that to happen to anybody else, and he sees what he's doing as the only way to go about that because that's what he's always done.
I'm not seeing
that's
that.
Why that's for me why that twist and that turn is so easy for him to leap at, because he doesn't
I'm not
he
seeing
doesn't
that.
compromise anything.
I'm not seeing that based off of all of his actions, based off of all of his dialogue, or with Alfred, for instance.
But there's
none of that says. At no point did he say, "I need to stop him from doing to somebody else what created me." Nothing about that is ever said.
Which is my overcomplication layer. Yeah.
What is always said continuously for that first hour is, we got to kill this motherfucker because he's a menace, and he can level.
And what is,
he outright says, this guy has the capability to destroy the planet if he wants to.
Okay, so
he didn't say this guy is going to create more people like me with my problem. He doesn't say that. He says this guy can level the planet. We need to stop him.
So, but
he says that continuously. This is why he's got to kill him.
So, can you agree that Batman cannot exist without Alfred as his outside independent conscience?
No, Batman could exist
without Alfred.
It would be a different Batman, but he could definitely exist.
But in that, so he can't. So the purpose of Alfred is the outside independent conscience, which states in the movie.
No, that's the purpose for us as the audience.
He is not our enemy.
No, that's the purpose for us as the audience to say that. Alfred is playing what we in the audience, who might be Superman fans, would say, this guy's not our enemy, don't pick this fight, don't pick this fight. He's saying what we can't say because we're in the audience. Alfred's offering that other perspective, but you know what? It doesn't faze him at all, by the way.
But Alfred
nothing Alfred.
Do you agree that
if you notice, nothing Alfred says makes a lick of difference. So if Alfred wasn't there, everything kind of would have happened the same.
No, it wouldn't have, because there are two key moments in the movie where Alfred acts.
No, not logistics. I'm talking about motivation.
No, I'm talking. Okay, I'm talking about.
You're saying Alfred was there to talk him down. I'm saying if that's the case, it didn't work.
No, I'm saying.
So meaning he might as well have not talked him down.
I'm saying Alfred said the Batman did all these things. You're telling me the Batman needs to do more. I'm telling you Bruce Wayne did this, and then now Bruce Wayne can now do what the Batman can't.
Right, I remember that.
Alfred is another point of view that has actual influence over Batman's actions.
Yeah, and guess what happened? He puts the suit back on 15 minutes later and he starts fighting Superman. So that didn't work.
No, but instead of breaking into Lex's place, he goes to the party as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and then he breaks into Lex's place.
Yeah, after the information that he could have only gained.
So when he goes
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but all that happens is he goes to the party as Bruce Wayne.
Alfred
and then complete and gets what he needs so that he can come back as Batman. If anything, what you're saying is that Alfred offered up a suggestion on how he can best kill him later on.
Alfred expands the possibilities.
Yeah, of killing him.
Of proceeding.
Of killing.
Of actions to be taken to achieve the goal.
Right. So, and that does
purposefully so. And
you know what?
Alfred is Batman's conscience.
Yeah,
basically.
and that really helps Batman start taking out his vengeance on Superman later. So thanks. So of course that does nothing to actually dissuade him from trying to kill Superman.
But it changes his course of action.
No, you're right.
Influence.
No, you're right. He helps him try to get his revenge later in a better way.
Yeah.
but it's still revenge. He still wants to kill him. It's still because he's angry. None of that changed. Your whole rationale, none of that changed. He's still out for blood. Alfred just gives him a pointer and says, hey, listen, if you take this one step as Bruce Wayne and not Batman, you might do better. Okay, great. I might do better at killing him? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, I'll do that then. And he does. And you know what? It works. It fucking works.
The key point in what I'm saying is that Batman sees the things that he has to do, which is why Batman is...
he has.
He occupies a weird amalgamation of being a god because he will always do what needs to be done.
I'm saying that what he needs to do is take revenge,
but not necessarily.
You're looking at this. What he needs to do is his noble cause. I'm saying what he needs to do is take revenge. It's not always noble.
What I'm saying,
but that's what he needs to do.
Batman will always do what needs to be done, regardless of whether or not Batman or Bruce Wayne actually wants to do that thing.
And here's the issue: what needs to be done is he needs to satisfy his vengeance.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be done.
Do you have my lighter?
No, I thought I'd give it back to you.
Check your pockets because I'm not coming up with it.
I got it.
You got it. All right.
All right. So that's what needs to get done. His vengeance. And you know what? He does up until the word Martha gets spoken.
And that's why I hold to the fact that the word Martha. Yes, I will grant you everything that you're saying about how bad that is. But I'll sit back and say
it's just weak.
It's the remembrance of everything that started on his
path.
It's the remembrance of everything that started on his path because it's the last word that his father says in this movie is Martha.
It's weak though. What they could have, there could have been an easier way.
And
you know what could have broken that fight up?
And here's
instead of him saying Martha right before he was about to kill him, instead of that, what could have happened is Doomsday shows up just before he's about to kill Superman.
But no,
that would have worked because then Superman would have had time to, hey, listen, you need my help and I need your help. That would have been better because then at least they would have been united in a common goal. This common sad story is just weak sauce. It's them trying to make this movie deeper than it actually is.
This is what I'm saying, and this is where I'm saying, and I'll even go so far as to coin the phrase, the power of Martha comes from, if you go back to the beginning of the movie, which is why the origin story was put in there, I'm gonna step fucking knee deep into my own interpretation of events. The origin story, Thomas Wayne says Martha because the thing that got them shot was what he did.
No, I get.
Thomas Wayne gets shot because he takes action that he thinks is gonna result in the outcome that he wants.
Makes no difference.
Gets both of his parents killed.
Makes no difference on why Batman wants to kill Superman. It doesn't.
Wait, hang on. I gotta take a piss, and I'm going to add a layer, but the layer exists inside my interpretation of the movie.
Yeah, and I think
we can call this the end of part 1 if you want.
Yeah, I think you're digging too deep into what was actually shown. There's some big problems there.
Let's break this, and I'll
all right. We'll sum up in the next part 2.
She must, because at a certain point they get worried about